Well, what are cities? Cities are the places where human beings' wishes, dreams, expectations, aspirations are expressed. That is what cities are. Precisely because of that, it is a conglomeration of one entity. Therefore, it must harbor diverse functions. Otherwise, you can't call it a perfect city or complete city. It is an ironic principle. Brazil created a new city called Brasilia. When I was in my 20s, I went there and saw it. It was ultra-modern buildings erected in a large number, but there was no taste. However, 10, 15 years afterwards, I went there, and then Brasilia had some slums within the perimeter. And then the human impression was generated from Brasilia. The city became attractive. In Japan, too, in the nearby Tokyo, venture technology is to be developed and new science city was created. It's called Tsukuba New Science City. It is a place for scientists to gather. But it's so ironic. The city was created and then works are proceeded, and that there are a lot of people committing suicide. So there was a big problem. But eventually, the people gathered in larger number, and vulgar bars and cabarets would be opened, the pachinko parlors would come into existence, and then the number of suicide committers decreased. So in that sense, cities are the places where human desires, wishes, and demands have to be catered, and that is the mission that city has. In the case of Tokyo, I have some soul-searching has to do. I was with the National Parliament for many years. I served as ministers in the cabinet, so I am responsible partly. Because of the national government going into the wrong way, there was an excessive concentration and integration of too many things in Tokyo. The daytime population of Tokyo, big businessmen would commute from nearby cities. So it increases 4 million people daytime. So 20 million is the daytime population of Tokyo. And Lifeline has to be prepared by Tokyo Metropolitan Government, which creates a lot of fiscal burden. Since I became the governor, I reduced the number of civil servants, and 23,000 people were reduced from 150,000 civil servants. The wage structure was changed. 20% was reduced with the diverse mechanisms, and the fiscal rehabilitation was completed. But there are so many jobs still remaining in Tokyo which have to be done going forward. Job is not complete. So how effectively can we disperse various functions within the concentrated city? In the past, we used to have National Railway, and then it was divested into 3 companies. The JR Central is run by Mr. Kasai, very excellent e-leader, my friend. And then it's been 15 years since the embarkation of this project. That is, the superconductive electricity would be used for maglev. And Tokyo, Osaka, 800 kilometers, and it will traverse in 55 minutes with one stop in Nagoya. It is an epoch-making transportation. Tokyo and Osaka can get together. Tokyo's function can be distributed to Osaka, dispersed to Osaka, thereby enhancing the functioning of a mega city. So functionally, it is going to be a mammoth city. What is happening in Osaka? Osaka is dilapidated. Osaka used to be the second largest cities, but it is waning in its power, so it has to be rehabilitated. So Tokyo and Osaka can be connected not by airplane. It takes it takes more than 1 hour. So downtown to downtown can be connected in 55 minutes with maglev. We call it a linear motor car. So epoch-making, innovative city function can be created by combining the functions of Tokyo and Osaka. In any event, Geneva Convention was violated by the United States, and air control power over Tokyo, the B-29 flew at 200 and 300 altitude, and it dropped incendiary bombs, and then Tokyo was up in flame. And we rose from the ashes of the defeat of the war, and we rebuilt. But rejuvenating Tokyo is very difficult in a very good city planning because of the sporadic way of city planning. But anyway, we are making efforts. Cities have to be the locomotive of the nation state. We are living in that civilizational engineering situation. In this context, excessive concentration of megacities has to be distributed with new technology in a good way, if possible, from Osaka, Tokyo, connecting these two cities, Pacific Coast industrial areas between, could become a major one city in a very highly functional ways. That is what we are trying to do.